Good evening. Welcome. Let's talk. Welcome. It's Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Trending topics. Tanya and myself are here tonight. Tanya's going through something, y'all. She's in the East Coast like everybody else, and it's real red outside. So everybody going crazy because the wildfire airs then hit the
It
East
is
Coast.
no joke up here. And I'm telling you, only problems I really have with it is my eyes been irritated. But I mean, it's thick. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can see it. It's like past a mile. You can't see past a mile driving and all of that. And as usual, is if you got heart problems, if you got this, it's
Did
always
you
them.
did you know it was coming?
No.
All right, I knew I kind of knew it was coming. I watched the news the night before, and they said what was going to happen around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So I knew it was coming, and I know it's going to be here at least till Friday because
Yep.
basically we need some rain. We haven't gotten no rain, so you
Yep.
know
That's true.
I think most people on the East Coast just aren't used to it. This is very prevalent on the West Coast. It happens quite a
Yes,
lot.
it does.
It's very prevalent, but tonight we got a lot of topics, man. A lot of as they say, murder, death, homicide going on. Um, one of the things that what we do is we don't even try to like pick certain topics or decide that these topics gonna come, but unfortunately, a lot of the topics that we discuss always come back to somebody that got killed, and you know, so young lady by the name of Ajiki Owens down in Florida. We all know this is a Trayvon Martin state. It's a stand your ground state. So basically, stand your ground is if somebody comes into your circumference and you feel threatened, according to the laws in Florida, you have a right to protect yourself.
Yep.
However, Ajikia Owens and the young lady, the woman that was accused of killing her, and she was actually charged today. They said that it was a feud and it had been going on for a while. I'm gonna put the article up, and we could just discuss the article, Tanya. And it's we'll talk about it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Acola, Florida. A woman. Okay, this is what the woman looked like. A woman accused of shooting and killing a mother in front of her kids last week in a shocking end to an ongoing feud between neighbors was arrested Tuesday. Suzanne Louise Lorenz, 58, who is white, was charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault in the death of Ajiki Owens. A black mother of four, Sheriff Billy Wood said in a statement. Authorities came under pressure Tuesday to arrest and charge Lawrence, who fired the gun and killed Owens in a case that has put Florida's divisive stand your ground law back into the spotlight. In a video posted on Facebook late Tuesday night, the sheriff said this was not a stand your ground case, but simply a killing. Now, many of you are struggling to understand why there was not an immediate arrest, the sheriff said. The laws here in the state of Florida are clear. Now, I may not like them, I may not agree with them, but however, those laws I will follow. The video shared by the sheriff's officer shows two detectives and a deputy leading Lorenz down a hallway with her hands behind her back. Jail records show she has been booked, but did not list a lawyer who could speak on her behalf. Lorenz did not attend the first court hearing on Wednesday since she is undergoing medical testing, sheriff officials said in a statement. During a news conference at New St. John Missionary Baptist Church on Wednesday afternoon, the victim's family and friends and community leaders joined civil rights attorney Ben Crump in thanking the sheriff for making the arrest while calling for justice for Owens. This is not a difficult case, Crump said. He called on the state attorney's office to zealously prosecute the shooter. Crump, along with Owens' mother and multiple neighbors, noted during the news conference that the feud the sheriff spoke of was between Lawrence and neighborhood children who often played in a lot outside her home. Neighbors said Lawrence frequently called the children vile names and antagonized them. This was a case on Friday. This was the case on Friday night. They said sheriff deputies responded to a trespassing call and found Owens with shotgun wounds. The neighborhood of a single-story duplexes and quadruplexes is in the rolling hills outside of Akola. The area is known for its thoroughbred horse farms, which surround the working class neighborhood. Lawrence told investigators that she acted in self defense and that Owens, 35, had been trying to break down her door before she fired the gun. The sheriff said she also told them that Owens had come after her in the past and had previously attacked her. Let me read the rest of that. Wow. Tanya,
Well,
Tanya, I had heard about the case. It's all on social media. And then, Attorney Ben Crump is there, and most people don't understand. And I need to always say this: Attorney Ben Crump is a civil attorney. He is only an attorney to get money. Not that that's a bad thing, but this is his job. This is his specialty. He is the attorney to help the victim's family put liability on whether it was a police killing or a citizen on attacking and getting their assets and getting them to pay for some form of financial restitution.
mhm.
So as usual, because of the situation, it's a black female and a white woman who she killed her. She admitted to killing her. So everybody feel as though it's racism. Here we are again, Tanya. And I thought it was interesting in that article where they said that the stand your ground law was divisive. It's not divisive to Florida people. Like
Not a
my whole thing is we live in a country where it is 50 states. Each state has its own separate laws. Sometimes people on the outside tend to always look at another state and say their laws are divisive. No, their laws are the laws that they voted for to have on the books.
Yep,
It's probably an open carry state or concealed carry state.
yep.
You have stand your ground. Now, if when Tamir Rice, unfortunately, no, Trayvon Martin unfortunately died. I said Tamir Rice because he was on my mind about something.
Uh-huh.
When Trayvon Martin died and George Zimmerman killed him, everybody was upset about this law that George Zimmerman basically got away with killing him because it was a stand your ground state. However, we've had elections since then, and they still got that law in the books.
Yes, they do. And that's one of the main reasons you couldn't pay me to go live in Florida because of that. That's
But you may be standing your ground.
I don't care. It's a thin line between black and white. So for me, I remember a lady being abused by her husband in Florida, and she killed him after he had just beat the brakes off of her, after she's put in many, many reports and complaints and reaching out to the police. And till this day, she's in jail. The sad part is I can't remember her name, but it was during the time I had a real bad situation in my life with my son. So I was reading up on it, and it was a stand your ground law then, but that black woman went to jail.
Mhm.
So for this lady to be arrested, frankly, that's a good thing, because what is stand your ground? I mean, it's her word against her word, or whatever the case may be, until you find out was it truly that determined to be that or not. I think playing with that little law,
It's
it,
very subjective.
yes, very, thank you, that's the word.
It's very
And they take advantage of it. You say what you want, they take advantage of it.
and it's interesting, but it's my whole thing is that every case ain't racial, and every case is racial. It's. I know a lot of times people feel like, oh, people always bringing up race. People, well, race matters. Race matters. Like the sheriff. Why did they take so long to arrest her? He said it's laws. What law would take? She clearly said she killed her.
Yep.
She said the woman, I guess, was knocking her door down. So what? Wait, why did y'all wait until a, a week, couple days to decide to arrest her?
It's
Not, I don't know. I don't know. Nobody can answer that question, and that even goes back to when the young man in the homeless man in New York was arrested.
yeah,
It, I don't. I me myself. I don't particularly think that case was race. However, it was handled with racial overtones because why? What was it taking y'all so long to arrest a guy for clearly putting him in a chokehold and killing him?
that's right.
So
That's right.
he was treated with racial prejudice by our criminal justice system,
For sure. For sure.
or what we would say in in these two cases, racial privilege.
Yes. Which is well known all over the place that uh it can be right in front of the naked eye, but they still just have a way of justifying racial privilege. It's
Mm.
always a justification. And say what you want, as boring and as tiring as it is real. It is very true. And had it been on the other foot, as usual, as we say, that woman would have been in jail. That moment. I mean,
They,
it's look at look.
they probably took her to Burger King and got her a burger and
That's
fries
what I'm
too.
about to say. Look at the white boy that was in South Carolina in Charleston. You gonna ask, you gonna take him? What he was it? McDonald's or Burger King?
He went
I
to
mean,
Burger King.
yeah. If that was vice versa, no, they not asking us are we thirsty and
You
treating
think,
us. Who paid
Tanya,
for that?
Tanya, you think like, and I know when we discuss these topics, and we always say over and over again, like you know how we be in the chat, like another one, like oh we gotta discuss it,
Yeah,
and it's like okay, like I said, you don't want to always say look through a racial lens, but it makes you wonder like why is it being handled this way, and you know even with the national attention. Now it's a, if this was ongoing, this woman, and we've seen it. We grew up around neighbors like this
yeah,
who don't want nobody on their lawn. This is where the phrase
yeah.
"get off my lawn" came from because everybody knows the one neighbor that don't want none of the kids. The kids can't even bounce their ball in their
It's
yard.
always one.
They can't. Their ball can't go in their grass.
Yep,
Everybody knows this neighbor.
yep. Every
So my thing is, why after all these years of all these problems, why was it never taken care of? And definitely, if it was, you know, 9 out of 10, it may have been police reports on the books, and we'll find out more. When you know that somebody has a legal weapon, maybe you need to handle the case a little different prior. It's like no prevention. It's like what the phrase that we use: an ounce of prevention could prevent a pound of cure.
You got that right. And let me tell you, they will find out if you got one. My son got robbed at gunpoint and his car took in about a month ago. And I called down there to find out what we needed to do to get the car back. Um, he got a Hyundai Sonata up here. They taking a lot of those. And the man, he says, "Well, what's your name?" I said, "I want to come pick up the car." He said, "Well, what's your name?" I told him. He said, "What's your address and your birthday?" I told him. Then he asked me for my social security number. And what does that have to do with getting information for you to send a memo to release that car? And after I said that, he says, "Oh, you have a license to carry." So what I was assuming was he thought I would lie or say no, but it says plain as day, yeah, you read it already. I said, well, yeah, you see that, don't you? What was the point in asking me that?
Yeah.
Because he wanted clear. Oh, you so and so, and yeah, no, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Not absolutely nothing. But it's always a case of let me dig up the bad stuff, the dirt, the this, the that, and so on. So that license to carry could have had, I guess, had I been already in their face, fussing them out, yelling at them, I could have gotten. arrested, or it could have been a whole different story. Whereas she got to chill at home and sleep at night and continue cooking her dinner while her neighbor is now dead.
Mm.
It's unfortunate, but the truth of the matter is, it's always involving race.
So let me play the other side. She shot a Jiki because a Jiki got some badass kids.
Yeah, baby kids.
And I'm not taking says she shouldn't have died. She shouldn't have got shot.
No, she
But
shouldn't.
but a lot of, and I'm not saying that, I'm not saying I have to be objective in what we're trying to do. We know that a lot of times people be having some real unruly children,
Yeah,
and we me and you both work out in the public. We're around people every day, um, and we see some things with these kids where you can't even say anything because they run into their parent, they throwing their phone out, where they're literally disrespecting you and baiting you.
yeah,
So this could be a possibility, and because it was racial, or because of the racial dynamic, they could have been calling this older white lady all types of names, everything under the sun.
yeah. Yes. Nikki Giovanni, just to name a few. Just a few names. I'm just saying. I said that to you before.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really unfortunate, and hopefully within the next couple months,
We
it'll
don't
get.
know. We really don't know how threatened she was. We really don't know how much of a pain in the butt the kids could have been. It could have been on a regular basis that they purposely antagonized her just for her to yell and come at the door, not justifying any reason that a mother is gone, that
Yeah,
she did that. But everybody, this new world, everybody's mentality and emotional system is just like
every,
out there.
every it's like everybody's like we think it's because we come from a different era.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we say like, yo, you trained to go, but everybody's literally everybody's on edge, and
yeah.
everybody's very
On go.
testing,
Period.
yeah, ongoing, and ready to go. And it's like sometimes when you understand what someone can do to you, you move a little bit different
Yeah,
because yeah, I could do all this stuff to someone else, and we're not promoting anything, no harm whatsoever on here.
right.
But a lot of times people don't realize the same thing that what you could do to somebody, they can do to you.
That's right.
So the lack of respect for what most people would say, your fellow man, and how people go about their business. How did it get to a point where it got where she got killed? It should not have got that far. Definitely, in for lack of better words, these were two middle-aged women. The one other woman is in her mid-50s, other young girl's 36. Like what? It couldn't be resolved. You know what I mean?
Sure. There's
Because
no such
because
thing as resolution no more. There's no such thing. It's all about respect my gangster. That's
mm,
all it's about now. Nobody wants to talk and walk away safe and alive and healthy no more. They don't
mm,
want to do it. They want to show you. I'll put you there. It's crazy. It's crazy. And everybody's on defense. Everybody, their mentality just got them thinking, I better do this first.
yeah.
Even if
So
nothing is coming from the other side.
onto other news.
Yes.
This might even be worse, Tanya. Read this one. Very tragic situation here. Teens arrested in Newport News for 2022 Georgia graduation party murder. A 17-year-old suspects have been extradited to Georgia. Two
Georgia.
teenagers were arrested in Newport News on charges related to a murder case in Georgia. They didn't go too far. 17-year-old Grayson Green died from a gunshot wound at a graduation party in Marietta, Georgia on May 21st, 2022. More than a year later, on May 29th, detectives with the Marietta Police Department traveled to Newport News, where they arrested 17-year-olds Nico Vargas and Naray Vargas, the teens who are from Cobb County, Georgia. Each faced the same 8 felony charges, including murder and violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act. A third suspect, 21-year-old Taki Beverly Smart, was already in custody in Georgia, and he is also charged with murder. That's not even the article that I wanted to read, but this, Tanya, is literally crazy because this is like the second situation where it's another incident that happened at a graduation party where a father and son was killed just recently in Virginia as well
Yeah,
during a graduation party.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
what? Like I'm gonna ask you a parent. I'm gonna ask you as a parent, right? Have you ever had to get crazy when somebody do disrespect one of your kids? Like coming up and going through school, did you ever have to? I got you. I got you telling secrets now.
Um, no, honestly, I haven't because I was always capable of professionally lighten you up with etiquette. I never ever had to do it
So
that
so
way.
every time you had to go down to the school or you go to the park or you hear one of your boys was out there fighting or cutting up, you knew the minute you left your house, you were going to de-escalate and resolve the situation. It wasn't that I'm gonna go kick no butt or nothing, was it?
No, I didn't know that. It's just what I ended up doing every time. I didn't. I walk with steam coming out my ears and my nose and can't wait and get into the building. And I want that teacher in front of me. I want that parent in front of me. So I walk with all of that. But before it's over, yeah, I'm trying to de-escalate and I'm literally cussing you out without using not one not one piece of profanity. Um, I don't know why I'm that way. I just felt like okay, somebody done did a teacher choked my son when he was in the fourth grade. And I know she did it because she had that reputation of gripping up the kids. And I was steaming. If she was in front of me, it might have turned out different. But they kept her wherever she was. And I didn't want to walk through the whole school looking like,
Looking
a
crazy.
King Kong and, doing all of that. And
So
then
you
I
wasn't
got,
so you wasn't yelling and cussing. You was handling it like a professional.
yeah.
Yeah, because my whole thing,
I don't
Tanya,
know if I
is
feel good about that.
I mean, it is a catch-22. You know that and you always hear these stories where parents then went to a situation, and it's obvious. I didn't even read much about the article about the situation, but parents go to where their kids are at,
That's happened to me.
and they turn up.
I've
So
been
what if you?
threatened.
So what if you would have wanted? What if you would have wanted that one of your sons having a situation, and somebody would have snuck you?
Yeah, you better cover your face for that one. Let me tell you something.
Oh, oh, they'd have snuck, they'd have duffed you out, Tanya. If somebody just would have snuck you and copped you, you'd have been like, I know you did.
Damn,
You,
damn,
you probably look.
damn.
You probably would have did the Bruce Lee. They put blood in your mouth. You want to taste it?
So long as you know. And I swear I know karate. That's all I watch on TV all day long anyway. So for the most part, yeah, I'd have went ballistic. It would have went down. I unfortunately was always the one that had to fight the one that everybody was afraid of, even in my adulthood over my kids. I always had to go out there because now you done tried me. I'm not that kind. You're not going to talk to my child and hurt him and do whatever. Da, 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 da. And I've always, by the time I beat up that girl who was supposed to have been the biggest, baddest in the whole neighborhood, people was walking up to me for days. Thank you. She deserved it. And I'm like, why me? Why do I got to go through this? I'm out here with no bra on, bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
But what you're not going to do is do what you did to my kids. We not having that. And you know what? Your child getting hurt or insulted or humiliated, it'll make the biggest chump
Yeah,
come out and
I know a
swing it.
situation. I know a situation, where the kids was cutting up, arguing, and fighting. The mother went down there and she took a L. The mother went down there and she got punished. Like, and I try listen, and I ain't even trying to make you laugh, Tanya. The mother took a
No,
L, and guess, and you know the crazy part? Who told me? Was the mother. The mother said, "Yo, I took a L." The mother said that young girl put some sport on my head.
now, see, and that's why you also got to be careful when you don't know what you're walking into. You got to size up your situation, your environment. You should be able to read. Oh, this young girl about to kick my butt.
I'm
We
telling
going to
you,
solve this.
I know a situation, and anybody that know me, that know about this situation, they can say it's true. The kids was kidding and doing what the kids do, and back and forth 2 3 days, couple weeks went by, and then this one mother particularly, she wanted to get in the middle of it,
Mm,
and they punished her.
punished her.
They punished her, and she told me a couple months later. I seen her. We talked. I said, "Yo, what the hell was you fighting them young girl?" She was like, "That
She
young
wasn't
girl."
fighting. They
She's
was
like,
whooping.
Q. That young girl put some sport on my.
Jesus.
I said, "Damn."
I hope
Look,
she helped now.
I think she might even took her daughter out to school. And
Yeah, I moved.
I felt bad for her because look, every day I used to drive past her.
Oh my God.
So I've been meaning to ask her. I'd see her. She'd be out in front of her crib. So
I'd
I
have
just
moved.
one particular day I stopped in front of the house and I said, "Yo, what the hell was going on?" And she was like, "That young girl put some sport on my ass, yo. I was trying to see about my daughter and we got to arguing and that young girl whooped my butt."
But I'm gonna tell you, as a parent, I've always, when the mom comes to my door with her children or her situation over the kids, I was never the kind of mom. She said, your son did so and so. They come because they want to see you bust them in the head, beat them up, lock them in the house. I've never been that kind. I'm not giving you that pleasure, dear. You will not see me abuse my child to satisfy your insides. And another thing, half of them would be friends again in 2 days. I'm not doing it. They forget about it and they move on. You got to chalk it. He got his butt whipped. We not gonna fight over this, honey. We just not.
You got to chalk it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, oh, now another story, Tanya. Really heartwarming story, and you're a woman of a certain age, so this topic is will get interesting when we get into it because I really don't understand cosmetic surgery. Um, Situation with Jackie O. Let's see. Hold up. New details revealed about Wild Now star Jackie O's final moments.
Wow.
Fans are learning more about Wild Now star Jackie O's death. The Miami Police Department information officer told News police were dispatched to a local hotel regarding an unresponsive female on May 31st. She was transported by Miami Fire Department to Mercy Hospital where life-saving efforts were conducted, the PIO stated. But unfortunately, she was pronounced deceased at the hospital. A report from the Miami Police Department obtained by News lists the address of the Homewood Suites by Hilton Miami downtown Brickell as the location of the incident of Jacqueline Smith, aka Jackie O, as the subject. Per the report, she was 33 years old. A cause of death has yet to be revealed. BET Media Group announced Jackie O's death on June 1st. We are deeply saddened by the passing of Jacqueline Smith, known to the world as Jackie O. The organization wrote in a statement on Instagram, a talented Wild Now family member whose impact will forever be treasured and missed. The media group noted that the model will be remembered as a loving friend and beloved colleague of Wild Now Cast through 5 seasons, and a tremendous mother to children Nova 6, Nyla 2, and Prince Nehemiah 10 months with partner DC Young Fly.
Mm.
In a tribute days later, colleague B. Simone reflected on how Jackie O lived life to the fullest. You were an amazing friend, entrepreneur, and above all, a phenomenal mother. The fellow Wild Now star wrote in June 3rd Instagram post, I never understood how you balance all of it, but when I become a mom, I want to be just like you. You have a village down here that will always make sure your children know the exceptional woman their mother was. And DC Young Fly expresses gratitude for everyone who kept their family in their thoughts. We thank everyone for their well wishes, he told People June 5th, and asked for privacy during this difficult time. Now, it was saying that she had some type of procedure done. We've heard this over and over. Um, young ladies getting cosmetic surgery,
Yeah.
BBLs or whatever.
Yes. I don't. Let me tell you something. I if you can get it done and pay a professional that is experienced and you make it through and it's wonderful, then so be it. But it's too many other underlying circumstances, such as your health, such as a blood clot being formed. It's too scary to, as much as I would love everything cut and picked and picked up and moved and it's if I had the money, I'd hate to think that I would waste it doing that. You're gonna have to take me the way I am because it's danger in just getting the surgery. It's evident it's danger after the surgery, the postpartum or whatever. It could be any number of reasons why it happened. And honestly, outside of checking to make sure your blood pressure good, what else do they do? So they want that money. And we want to be beautiful, sexy bombshells. And it's a sad thing that unfortunately,
Do you think that a lot of times with these young women, the reason why they're doing it is because they understand that their bodies and their sexual overtures are worth so much money nowadays. Like you become an influencer, you get on Instagram, people start liking you. You start getting these modeling
I mean,
modeling
you now
clothes.
today your body is an investment. Getting all that cosmetic surgery, that is an investment. That is a business. You are a brand now. So yeah, most definitely they do it, and it does. It boosts their careers and their money and everything like that. I mean, it is nobody's intention to go in and not come out correct or eventually pass away or something. Even with the gastro bypass thing, this when you staple the stomach or the I forgot the long part. Jesus, when they just
In the
close it
sleeve.
off. Yeah, even with that, I've known somebody who wanted to lose weight just to be healthier, and it was a neighbor. I only lived where I am for about 2 years, and she was a beautiful person, but she wanted to lose weight. She just dropped dead like 6 months after that. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't know why it don't scare us women away from doing it. But
One of the things I noticed, like you said, their body is becoming a brand.
yeah.
I don't think, and this is coming from a man's perspective, I don't think women realize that most men like a woman with her imperfections. If he's into a female, he knows she's not going to be perfect.
Oh
No
wow.
man in his right mind will ever look for the perfect female. Now, he might want her to be an arm trophy.
You're
However, he know
welcome,
that she gonna have
Sophie.
flaws. She gonna have big feet.
She gonna have black crow
No,
toes.
no, no, but he knows that she's gonna be imperfect, just like he may have imperfections.
Yes.
So I don't understand with these younger people, what is the need to have
Social
these surgeries?
media, it gives you a fever, a craving, addiction, all of that. Even though all those things, they're not good far as I'm concerned. But again, the brand that it develops and brings about, and the money.
So you figure if they spending 15, $20,000 on a good BBL, and I don't know the price, I'm just throwing it out there,
Yeah,
and they saying, okay, I'm gonna invest 15,000 in my body,
yeah,
but I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna double back and make damn near half a million or a
daggone right.
million dollars,
That's right. And you about to have your reality show
and it's
and
worth it,
everything else.
and it's worth it. I got to brand myself. I only got between 25 and 50
Yeah.
before they might be considering me washed up.
Uh, unless you what's his name, mom off of
No,
next
really, I think that a lot of us are forgetting what we call the long game and not realizing that it's better to make a steadier rise over a period of time
yeah.
instead
Then
of
them quick
jumping and
fixes.
peaking out and then you having a big fall.
That's
And
I mean, ain't that's the way it was back in the 80s when the drugs came out? You was super rich in no time. But you can best believe your lifespan living that life was 3 to 5 years before they came. Woo, woo, it was over. And the quick fixes is what people always crave and got tons of evidence that it don't last.
yeah,
It don't
interesting.
last.
May her family, may her three kids, may DC Young Fly,
Yes.
her extended family on TV, may they be find some comfort because losing a loved one,
Period.
as we would say, losing a loved one to something so senseless or unexpected, which
Frivolous.
none of us know when we're going to pass on, but it's always a heartwarming and touching moment. So Miss Azealia Banks, and it's crazy. I don't even be knowing who some of these younger people are. So Miss Azealia Banks is getting slammed because she, according to her, she was on Wild 'N Out, and DC Young Fly treated her harshly, or he said something. So
It's wilding out.
yeah, so Jackie O passed away on her birthday. So he said, basically, and I'm gonna read the article because she's getting slammed for it. Basically, she said that it was his karma. So, like anything else, most people would say that she was being a little tasteless, but you know how they say,
That's because
yeah,
she put it's all
one
about her. It's not all
wants
about
to
you,
smoke.
dear.
So here we go. Azealia Banks slammed for vile comments about DC Young Fly. What'd you say, Tanya?
Nothing.
Azealia Banks slammed for vile comments about DC Young Fly and Jackie O's death. Azealia Banks has once again come under serious scrutiny, this time for comments she made about DC Young Fly and the recent death of his girlfriend, Jackie O. Wild 'N Out star Jackie O, real name Jacqueline Smith, passed away at age 32 on May 31st. TMZ reported she was in Miami getting a mommy makeover before her unexpected death. Jackie first met DC Young Fly in 2015 when he was on Wild 'N Out for the first time, and the pair went on to have three children together, daughters Nova, Nayla, and son Prince. Azealia Banks, who notably became upset on live TV after Young Fly roasted her during a segment on Wild 'N Out in 2018, addressed Dracula's passing on her Instagram stories Wednesday, June 7th, and appeared to celebrate her death as payback for her partner's insults. Damn, DC Young Fly spent years dis- disguising his own deeply rooted hatred of self as jokes pointed out women's beauty, projecting his own ugliness onto women, perfectly secure in their own skin. She wrote, "Say what you want about my tears. They were pure tears of rage and not at all a sign of weakness." She continued, "Because in the end, I won. I'm happy. I cried and I moved on. That Jackie O girl must have been so deeply insecure about herself and the nerves of DC to call such a gorgeous woman as Azealia Banks ugly on national television with a bunch of black people laughed. Where a bunch of black people laughed. and ironically dead at 32 exactly on my 32nd birthday, May 31st, 2023. You niggas are going to learn to stop fucking with me. The backlash against Banks was swift, with one person calling her an ugly, bitter ass human being and saying they hope she burns in hell.
That sounds about right. Cause what? So, do you think this karma came from some power you had, and what are you? Were you jealous of
I
her? Um, how could you find that type resolution in somebody's death and leaving behind a whole family like that? It's beyond me. So were you mad at her or were you mad at him? Because it's like you saying nan nan a boo boo. Like, are you stupid?
I mean, Tanya, if you go on Wild 'N Out, you know that they're gonna be cracking. You
That's
know that
why she
they're gonna be freestyle
can't
rapping.
stand that he
You
gets your
you know
ass out the kitchen.
you know when it comes to a man and a woman arguing or cracking on each other, one gonna say the other one ugly. She might say he little. All types of little insults
Yeah,
that really don't mean nothing.
nothing. It's all about the fun,
But
the laugh.
but apparently she went on that show, and because he said what he said and everybody laughed, she was hurt. Which her feelings being hurt is understandable, but it doesn't justify her to be so gutless. And it
It's
always
not,
said,
it's not understandable. It is called wilding out. It's not understandable. You can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. You knew before you got there what type jokes and what type things they did and said. And you can take it personally because your mental state is not ready for that type work. But no, there's no justification. There is no justification in your so-called karma that you seem to think has blessed you and messed somebody else up. You are ugly for that. You are definitely ugly for that. And you going
I think a lot of times with celebrities, right? And we always talk about this. They don't know sometimes. Don't say nothing. Like they don't have no self awareness. Not all celebrities, but most of them. Most of these celebrities do not have no self awareness, and they don't realize when they say something, they don't know the temperature of the room.
because they
Now
think
she
it's
says
all
something and
about
it
them.
totally backfired. She look. Let me tell you what she did in there. In her statement on IG, she tried to play on the black woman thing.
Yep,
Then she tried to play on the black
black
culture thing,
people.
the
Yeah,
black people thing. Like at the end of the day, like you said, you go on wilding out. Y'all, they freestyle and rapping. I don't even watch the show. I see it sometime when it's on the TV.
yeah,
You know what type of show it is.
yeah,
You come on and right, wrong, and indifferent, whatever people ever feel about Nick Cannon, but a lot of people have elevated their careers
yeah,
by going on that show.
yeah.
So if you're a budding star, a budding influencer, and you go on Wild 'N Out, you're going on there to get something.
That's
So
right.
you're giving something.
Yeah,
So if you got to crack, be humiliated, people make jokes of you to network and to be in the type of company or
yeah.
have the access to be around these people. Don't get mad when
Don't
somebody
get
get
mad.
a funny
Ain't
joke
no,
off on you.
and she was upset because of the black people laughed at her. Black people watching. You didn't see the other white people laughing. What's wrong with you? We're not doing that. You just shouldn't have been on the show if you can't handle that kind of thing. Now you could, she like you said, she could have been like, and that's why you little with no so and so. However it go, he'd have just had to eat that. But oh, now to you, he done disrespected a black woman and black people laughed at me. You're stupid.
And
You're
this is
stupid.
she you know she grifting. She running around here.
And now everybody get ready to eat her up, like you said.
Yeah.
She just gonna be ate up.
And what happened if she don't apologize in the next 72 hours, because when her apologizing, she'll be, nigga explaining, like I like to say.
Yep,
If she don't do that, it's gonna deny her access because people see this type of stuff. I mean,
yep,
and we always talk about it. I don't think people realize your online behavior has real time results, real time consequences.
Yeah,
You
that's
you
true.
want you want to be online typing away, doing all this, but then you got to deal with your reality every day.
Even with us doing this, some things you just, Tanya, if you're not going to say the right thing, don't say it. I got a right to my own opinion. It is the freedom of speech thing out here. But some things in response to the
Freedom of speech,
topics,
freedom of speech don't save you from freedom of
that's
consequences.
right. That's right. So now you better be able to handle it or else
Yeah, yeah,
chalk it.
yeah. So that's the topics we wanted to cover, man. Like,
Yes,
faith treated us bad today.
she did. She did. She did.
So what you got planned this weekend? I know it's been the last couple weekends were fabulous.
Yes.
I did some traveling the last couple weekends, but this weekend I plan to stay around the crib. Supposed to get a little showers up north. I don't know how y'all gonna be getting in the south because we ain't too far from each other. So
Yep. Yep. Honestly, I'll be running around this weekend because I'm going to Myrtle Beach next Sunday the 18th for
oh,
5 days.
Father's Day.
Yeah. I'll
Oh,
be out there eating seafood and all that
oh,
stuff and having a ball, me and my children and their children. And we got a big old Verbo Airbnb. Well, everybody else
oh.
use Airbnb. I use Verbo. And got a big old house. And
Oh, so you're gonna have your feet running in the sand. Your
yeah,
feet, you gonna have
let me
your
tell you
toes
something.
going
I
in the
love the
sand.
beach. I'm a
Yeah.
big old well sitting on that dry sand, honey, because I'm there. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
So,
I might be doing something on the 18th as well. I'm just trying to figure it out, the logistics, but we'll see. We'll see. But
I mean, is it that difficult? You need to figure out logistics for Father's Day? No, you just need to just go ahead and do it or just write it. Do what you got
we'll
to do.
we'll see.
Make it happen.
We'll see.
It's
But
Daddy's
Tanya,
Day.
appreciate you.
All right.
Um, we might be in a state of emergency tomorrow because
Okay.
these people gets panicking out there.
And with me driving the school bus, that's what I said. I'm gonna have to watch the news to see if they don't, you know, for the air. They did a code red at all the schools today, so nobody could come out the building until we picked them up from school. So
Mm.
we'll see.
Well, great show, Tanya.
Yep.
Until next week, everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us. And see us next Thursday for more trending topics.
Bye bye.